Hello there, friends. This is Jimmy Maverick, and it is the day before National Draft Day. So we are going to do a mock draft today on ESPN. We're going to do a 12-team PPR, picking ninth, which I have found that, if you're in the second half of the first round, very difficult draft position this year because you miss out on all those elite running options. But we're going to see what happens here. My job is to produce the strongest team possible. We're going to use my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft, to help us pick players. So you can access my app through my website, ffmaverick.com. I invite you to go there today, sign up for a free account. You can access a limited version of the app, and if you like it, you can subscribe and get full access to all the features of the app, including the PPR list. The PPR list is only available on the subscription side. So we will go ahead and we will launch this draft, and we're going to set up our list. So again, it is a full point PPR, so we'll go ahead and we'll select that. And then, do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? I always say yes, because this that eliminates the highest risk players from your draft list, so you don't have to worry about even considering them for when we're in the live draft. And then we are going to enter draft mode. So we just have to enter the size of the league, which is 12, and our draft position, which is 9. And we will go ahead and enter draft mode. So let's take a look here, and you can see it's already brought up. I'm going to close this. And so let me just give you a quick tour. So these are the position filters. So if you want to look at a specific position, whether it be quarterback or running backs or wide receivers, you'll utilize this. This is draft mode. So this represents each round of the draft. And what you're going to see when you click on a round, you're going to see all the players that are available between that pick and your next pick. But one of the nice things about it is, instead of it being sorted by draft position, it's sorted by the value. So the highest value players are at the top of the list. So you can see that Julio Jones, for us in our draft position, is the highest value player available. We were not going to take a wide receiver first, though, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Down here, you've got the list of players, and the 4 columns I want you to pay attention to are, first one, of course, the value column. Very important. You can compare the value against their draft position to see if they're undervalued or overvalued. You want to stay away from overvalued players. The outlook rating, this is a calculated rating based on the situation around the player, their criteria, their intangibles, the issues with the team, their volume, all that sort of stuff. You want 4- and 5-star players, okay? 3 stars is okay. Stay away from 1- and 2-star players for the most part. Consistency, you want high consistency players. This is a scale of 1 to 10. You want a player as close to 10 as possible. Reliability, also very important. Take high reliability players, but I will also consider medium reliability. I do completely stay away from low reliability players. All right, I don't care what their upside is. I don't want to deal with them. So you can see that the draft is going to start in 20 seconds here. So what I'm going to do, we need to figure out who we're going to pick first, right? So, of course, Julio's at the top, right? We're not going to take him. Alvin Kamara, his draft position is 8th, but we are picking 9th, so our chances of getting him are pretty slim. But he could fall to us. We'll see. And the draft is starting. Got another wide receiver next, Odell Beckham. Michael Thomas, another wide receiver. Our top-rated running back is Melvin Gordon. And you can see here he offers nice value relative to his draft position. He has a 5-star outlook, 10 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. That's what I call a player that checks all the boxes. This is the kind of player that you want. Also, he's got some little icons here. He's got a contract year after next season. So this year, he's kind of playing for his next contract, so that's good upside there. Plus, he has an upward trend in his usage in each of the past 3 seasons. So this is a great player to do. We will target Melvin Gordon with our first pick. Let's go back here and see how they're doing, and they are starting to pick. So I will pause this until we're within 3 of our first pick, and we'll go ahead and make our selection then. All right, so we are back, and it's just about our turn. Just got to wait to see who Team Vines takes, and then we've got Gordon queued up. And like I said, we're taking a running back first because if we take a wide receiver first and then hope to take a really good running back in the second round, I have found that all the top RB1s are gone by that point. So you want to take an RB1 with your first pick just because of the way drafts are going this season. We will still get an excellent wide receiver with our second pick if that's the way we want to go. So we'll draft Gordon, And then what we're going to do is we are going to go back to our app. We're going to look at the second round. So obviously there's more players now because it's going to be a longer gap between our second to third pick. But you can see that our top value pick of this round is Michael Thomas, who I would love to get. His expected draft position is a little low. He's probably already going to be gone before he gets to us. But again, there's always a chance. It can happen, right? Devontae Adams is also an excellent choice for our first wide receiver. Again, these guys offer good value, 5-star outlooks, high consistency, high reliability. Those are the players you want. Now, if we wanted to go running back, Fournette is offering the best value. Again, I do not expect him to be there. He will probably be gone. So if we move farther down the list, okay, we got Rob Gronkowski if we wanted to take a tight end. And what else do we have? Devonta Freeman would be an excellent choice. PPR, running back. It is already back to us. Let's see who's available. So you can see that Devonta Freeman is still there and Devontae Adams. I do like the idea of getting a top-notch wide receiver to go with our top-notch running back. So let's go ahead. We'll take Adams. I think he has tremendous upside this year. And he's playing with Aaron Rodgers. You can't go wrong when you're playing with Aaron Rodgers. So let's jump to the third round now, and we're going to take a look. So again, it's a short turnaround. And you can see that the top value player, Stephon Diggs, does not have a great outlook. And this is mostly because he signed that monster contract. I don't like to draft players that have signed a big multi-year contract extension because they don't try as hard the following season. And that's what I'm afraid of with Stephon Diggs. Now you got Demaryius Thomas below him, who is a better choice. Very nice consistency, reliability. I do have concerns about his usage and his age. Amari Cooper, who I don't really like just because he drops too many balls. If we wanted to go tight end, we got Zach Ertz. And then we've got some running backs, and I really think we need to take another running back. You got to load up early. Our top running back available would be Royce Freeman, who I think would be an excellent choice. He's a little bit overvalued, but you're going to find that most running backs are overvalued in PPR. And we don't know what his consistency and reliability is, but he is having a fantastic camp. I think he is going to be a great choice this season. So he's good. Derrick Henry is very good, high reliability. He's got average consistency, which is good enough for me, 4 out of 5 stars. He's not quite as well valued. I would really love to get Freeman first. So what we're going to do is we are 11 picks till our next pick. I'm going to pause till we're within 3, and then we'll take a look at who's available. All right, and it is almost back to us now, so there hasn't been any surprises so far. But you can see that Royce Freeman is still available. I've got him queued up. So let's go ahead. We will take Royce, and let's just do a quick check of the other running backs that are available. And really the only one above him is Kenyon Drake, who I'm not sold on the Miami offense this year. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Royce. And then I'm going to remove Derrick Henry. We've got to make a quick decision because it's a quick turnaround. So we can see the next round, our top value player is Golden Tate, who is on a contract year, 5-star outlook, 8 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. I think he's a great choice. You can still see here's Amari Cooper that he will probably be gone just because of he's right on the cusp between for us for our next pick, but I wouldn't take him anyway. Juju is a nice option, although he doesn't have great consistency and reliability rankings. But he does offer tremendous upside. Duke Johnson would be a great running back at this point. Actually, I think that might be an excellent choice here. And then we can start looking at wide receivers on the next round. So let's go back here and see what's happening with that. Oh, there's a lot of good options at running back still. You know what? We're going to take another running back because these guys are still available. Derrick Henry is great. I see Mark Ingram down here would be an awesome third running back, especially once he comes back from his suspension. But I want a guy who's available week 1. So let's go ahead and we'll take Derrick Henry, who is already on our radar from the last pick. And now we're going to jump and we're going to go to the 5th round. And look, Duke Johnson may still be available next round. Now I'm really not keen on taking another running back. We've gotten 3 in a row now, so I think we're good. But Greg Olsen would be a nice choice at tight end. We got some nice wide receivers. I really like Chris Hogan. I really like Marquise Goodwin, even though he doesn't offer Boy, oh, actually, you know what? He is not a great choice. Look at him. He doesn't offer good value. He doesn't offer a good outlook. 3 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. Actually, that's the kind of player you want to stay away from. So let's stay away from him. Chris Hogan would be a great choice. 9 out of 10 consistency, 5-star rating, contract year for him, and he's undervalued. So I think he would be a great choice. And if Greg Olson is still available, which again, when you see the same player on 2 consecutive rounds, that means he's right on the cusp of your next pick. So we may or may not be able to get him. He may already be gone. But let's just jump back here, and we have 7 picks till our next turn, so I will pause until we're within 3. Okay, it's back to us, and I'm looking at the other options that are available above us as far as, I do like Woods. I do like Jones. These are guys that should have gone in earlier rounds. I don't want anything to do with Alshon Jeffrey, though, just because of his injury issues. But Chris Hogan, I think, is a rock-solid choice at this option. I mean, playing with Tom Brady. So we've got 2 really good wide receivers that play with the best quarterbacks in the league. That's what you want in PPR. Let's look at tight ends and see if Olsen is still there. He is. So let's take Olsen just to secure that spot, because it drops off pretty considerably after that as far as what I think of these players. And of these guys, I mean, Jack Doyle I do like, but Greg Olsen is such a key part of that offense, and is Cam Newton's go-to guy. So let's just go with that. Now we're going to jump to the 6th round and look at what wide receivers are available. So you got 2 good value players, Pierre Garçon and Emmanuel Sanders, but they have terrible outlooks, so I'm going to stay away from those. Devin Funchess is on a contract year. We could go with another Carolina player, but I would like to stay away from that. We could take Cam Newton. That'd be a nice pair up, actually, if we wanted to go Cam Newton and Greg Olsen. Marquise Goodwin is still there. Robbie Anderson, now here would be a nice choice. He's fair value, right, because his value is about the same as his CDP. 5 stars, high reliability. Consistency isn't that great, but I think he would be a good choice. Tevin Coleman as a running back would be a nice choice, but we don't need another running back right now. Tariq Cohen, who is a guy that I very, very much like for upside this season. This would be the round to take him because he will probably be gone by the time he gets around to our next pick. But let's see here. What wide receivers could we get next round? Randall Cobb, Devin Funchess. I really want to get another wide receiver here. Hopefully, maybe, possibly Tariq Cohen would make it to the next round. Probably not. But let's go ahead and grab ourselves. Where is he? There's Robbie Anderson way down there. But you know what? Look who's still available. Marvin Jones and Robert Woods. I'm going to take Robert Woods. I just love that offense. So we'll just go with that. Again, he should have already been gone. But every draft is different, right? You just got to kind of roll with it. What my app is designed to do is to give you the ability to identify the best players in each round, and then if they are somehow available later, you take them. I mean, that's the way you win drafts. So let's move on to the 7th round, and you can see that there's not a lot of options. Our filters are working and taking out some pretty undesirable players. But, there is Devin Funchess. Kerryon Johnson, I think, would be a nice running back to take at this point. Randall Cobb, I think, is also a decent choice, although we already took Devontae Adams, so I'd like to stay away from that. Pierre Garçon, I don't really want because I think he's too old. So I think just by process of elimination, I think Kerryon Johnson should be our target. Tariq Cohen may be available, and we can also see what wide receivers are still sitting out there because they appear to be very they're not really being taken much here. So we still have 13 picks till the next round, so I will go ahead and pause this till we're within 3. Okay, we continue to have extremely good luck with players being available much later than they should be. Duke Johnson is still sitting on the board. Tariq Cohen is still sitting on the board. Devin Funchess, Robbie Anderson. These are all guys we've been talking about. They're still there. I'm going to take Cohen with this next pick just because, like I said, I love his upside. They are using him all over the field. I think he could be this year's Tyreek Hill, all right? So I want to get him on as many teams as I can just because I love that upside. So we just have to wait for these 2 guys to take their to take their picks. Team Vines, there we go. Tariq Cohen is still available. I'm very happy. So we will go ahead and take Tariq. He's our fourth running back. I mean, we already have Melvin Gordon, Royce Freeman, and Derrick Henry, and now we got Tariq Cohen. I'm very happy with that. So let's jump back to the eighth. Let's jump to the 8th round. And some of you may be wondering about, well, why haven't I taken a quarterback yet? Well, I got to say, in doing all these mock drafts, I've been finding that the 10th round is kind of the sweet spot for quarterbacks. And actually, in PPR leagues, you can even wait a little bit longer than that, to like maybe the 11th or 12th if you want to risk it. But you will see there will be excellent choices for quarterbacks. We will not be lacking. So we got to make a decision here. We got to make a quick decision. It's a quick turnaround. Someone who's sticking out for the 8th round that I very much like, Jamison Crowder, slot receiver out of Washington. That's who Alex Smith makes his money with, as the slot receiver. It's a contract year for him. He's had an upward trend in his usage over each of the past 3 seasons. 5 stars, 7 out of 10 consistency, high reliability. That would be the guy that I would target. But of course, there's still other players that are on the draft board that are very good, like Duke Johnson. I think I would have to take Duke if he's still there. He will probably be gone, though. Well, I don't know. Maybe it looks like see, Robbie got picked. So there's we can hope that Duke would be available, but I would love to take Jamison Crowder with our next pick as our next wide receiver. We still only have 2 wide receivers, so we really got to kind of beef that up a little bit. Oh my gosh, Duke is still available. You know what? We are set with running backs right now. We can wait. So I'm going to look up Jamison Crowder. And we will go ahead. We're going to take him. So that's our third wide receiver. So I do like that. Let's go to the 9th round now. So and we can see here that well, the one person that stands out is Jack Doyle, the tight end. But we are already set with tight end. We've got Greg Olsen. I never draft a second tight end, so he's kind of off our list. But other players, there's not super great options. You got the best value player is Marquise Lee, but his consistency and reliability just aren't good enough for me to want to consider him. Nelson Aguilar is dealing with an injury. Kenny Galladay, the third receiver at Detroit, I'm just not convinced he's going to get enough volume to be relevant. Alan Hearns, again, 1-star outlook. Paul Richardson is a possibility. He's a little bit undervalued, upward trend in his usage. Of course, it is Washington, and we just took Jamison Crowder, so I really don't want him. Boy, there is not great options. Theo Riddick is a great PPR option. He always has value. Then more tight ends. So there's not a lot here. We can maybe look to the 10th round to see if there's maybe someone that we could take early, and I do see some nice options. That's what happens. Sometimes you just get rounds like this, and what I like to say is if you get a round like this, maybe that's the round to take your quarterback. But otherwise, go to the next round and see if there's maybe someone else that you like that's a little bit farther down the list that you could take. And Rashard Matthews, I very much like. Mohamed Sanu, I like. These are both great PPR options, great value outlook, decent consistency. Let's see here. Anyone else? I would be inclined to take, Mohamed Sanu or Rashard Matthews with our next pick, just because there doesn't appear to be much else that's better. Let's look at the running backs. Devontae Booker, but we've already got Royce Freeman. I don't think we need to take him. We don't need a handcuff. Peyton Barber may be good. He's getting some work, and even though his consistency is not great from last season, he is the best running back on Tampa Bay right now. He's outplaying Ronald Jones, so that might be a good choice. Plus, he catches balls, and Ronald Jones does not, so that's a big issue. So he could carve out a role on that offense. So that would be an option too. So let's go back here. Oh, 2 picks till our next. So let's see what we got. Who's available here? So yeah, let's see. Well, look at it. Again, I'm continuing to see good options that are available late. Kenny Stills, I very much like. I think we should take that. That would give us 4 wide receivers, 4 running backs, and then we can look at a running back for the next round. Oh, actually, 10th round, we're going to look at quarterbacks. But 11th round, we could look at, we might even push our quarterback pick to the 11th round if there's still a ton available. Let's take Kenny Stills. I think he's a great option. He should have been gone earlier than this as far as wide receivers go. Where was Kenny Stills supposed to be? Oh, see, he was supposed to be taken in the 8th round, so we got a good deal on that. So let's look at the 10th round and look at the quarterbacks available. And so you can see, look at these guys. I mean, Drew Brees, Kirk Cousins, Garoppolo, Stafford. We don't need to take. I mean, we could take a great quarterback in this round, but I don't think we need to even take one. I mean, if we look at the 11th round, still maybe get Stafford, Mahomes, Ryan. The 12th round shows Alex Smith, Phillip Rivers, Marcus Mariota. I think the 11th round is going to be our sweet spot. So let's go ahead. We're going to take another running back. So let's look at what running backs are available. And again, Peyton Barber was kind of who we were looking at. C.J. Anderson I do like, but his value is just terrible, compared to his draft position. Maybe if he falls, we'll consider him. The rest of these guys, they don't super thrill me. But Peyton Barber does. I think that would be a good choice for our 5th running back. So let's jump back here, and it's almost back to us. Let's sort by running back and see who's sitting up here above him. So there's Peyton Barber, so we'll cue him. Again, Marlon Mack's been injured like the whole preseason. I don't like to deal with injured players for my fantasy draft. I want healthy players that are playing right now that can be called upon. So Jordan Wilkins, I would actually be much more inclined to take. Maybe he'll be available next round. And again, if we look at quarterbacks, you're going to see great options, right? So I think we can wait till the next round, and we will still get an excellent choice. Marcus Mariota is kind of like my last chance guy, who I think is going to have a great year. And look at how many quarterbacks are in front of him. I don't think all those quarterbacks are going to go by the next round. So I don't think we need to worry about that. Let's go ahead and take Barber. And then I'm going to pause until we're within 3 of our next pick, and we'll look at the quarterbacks and decide whether or not to take a quarterback or maybe even wait till the 12th. Riding the snake, baby. Okay, sorry about that. I was not paying attention. It just went back to my pick. You could see there's still a ton of quarterbacks available, so we are not going to worry about quarterbacks right now. Let's grab ourselves another player. And so we grabbed – did we grab – Barber last. So let's grab another wide receiver here. And I do see Michael Gallup, who's a rookie. He's got some upside with him playing in Dallas. So I will take him. And we will grab a quarterback with our next pick, which is, of course, a short turnaround. I will pause until we're within 3. Okay, the draft is just cruising along right now. It just did 4 picks in a row very quickly. So let's look here. Stafford's still on the board. That is amazing. Let's take Stafford. I'm totally happy with that pick. He's a consummate QB1 every year. 4,000 plus yards, 30 touchdowns. I'm good with that. So we got our quarterback. Now we can go back. Now there's how many slots left? We got 2 slots left. So let's get ourselves 1 more running back and 1 more wide receiver to round out this team. So we are now in the 13th round. Let's see what we can get. So obviously things thin out, right? Latavius Murray, I think, would be a good choice just because Dalvin Cook is such an injury risk. None of these other guys particularly thrill me. I have no idea why Jeremy Hill's getting 3 stars, probably because of that contract year. But look at his value. He's got no value. I would not take him. What about wide receivers? What do we have for wide receivers? None. Wow. There's not a lot. It's like all defenses and quarterbacks. So let's go ahead. Let's target Latavius Murray, and we'll see if anyone better is available on the board once it finally gets back to us. So I will pause until – well, actually, it's going very quick now, so let's just keep it going. Let's put the list back up. And let's see here. Is there anyone else that's Anthony Miller's getting some good buzz in Chicago. Another rookie. Cortland Sutton. Oh, he'd be exciting. Jordan Wilkins. Okay. Jordan Wilkins, the Indianapolis running back, this guy came in and he's playing with the first team now because Marlon Mack's been injured. And I think he's got a real good chance to just take control of that backfield. He's playing better than anybody else, and he's been a real surprise. So we will take him. And then hopefully, Sutton or Miller will still be available by the time it comes back to us because I would love to get one of those guys. So this should go pretty quick. I will pause till we are to our next pick. All right, it's almost back to us. And look at that. Sutton is still available. Miller got taken, but Sutton's available. We'll take him as our last wide receiver. Again, if he doesn't work out, no big deal, right? We've got a great team in front of us, so let's get set up to take our defense and our kicker. But reviewing the team, really nice team, man. Stafford's our quarterback. Running backs are Melvin Gordon, Royce Freeman, Derrick Henry, Tariq Cohen, Peyton Barber, and Jordan Wilkins. Our wide receivers are Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, Jamison Crowder, Kenny Stills, Michael Gallup, and Cortland Sutton. Our tight end is Greg Olson. And our defense, I'd love to get any of the. I like the Saints. I like the Patriots. Oh, the Patriots are gone. The Panthers, I'd be fine with. Falcons, I'd be fine with. You can always wait till the end to get those guys. And, if they don't work out, you just pick someone off the board because it's always no one really knows how good the defenses are going to be until the season starts. You're just trying. Oh, too bad the Saints got taken. All right, I will go ahead and I'm going to take the Panthers, and then we will go to our kicker. It should be a nice quick turnaround. I'd love to get Lutz, Prater. What I look for is, if I can, a team with a good offense that plays in a dome. Oh, and Lutz is gone, but maybe Prater will make it to us. Maybe. Let's see what happens here. And, but if not him, Jake Elliott, Philadelphia's kicker, is still sitting here. Harrison Butker, I think that's going to be a great offense this year. Vinny Terry's old-timey standby. And Daniel Carlson in Minnesota. I'll totally take Daniel Carlson. He just got Kai Forbath, the kicker from last season, just got cut. So what do we got here? Prater's available. I'll take Prater. And there we go. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to put this into a Rate My Team app. We're going to see what they think of our team. Okay, so we're back, and I'm at the Football Guys, and they have this Rate Your Team thing that I've been using. So here's our team, and basically what they said is, they like the team. They think I have about a 65% chance of making the playoffs if there's 4 playoff slots, 45% chance if I just use good in-season management. So not quite as good as I usually do, but I think this is a solid team. I like it top to bottom. I think we're very strong in all of our key positions. Maybe we could be a little bit stronger at wide receiver, but who knows? One of these rookies could really step up and really make a difference and become an every week starter. So I'm very comfortable with the team that we drafted here. It certainly has some upside. I wish there was a better rating system that could give you like a clearer idea of where I'm sitting. But again, I'm pretty happy with this. So please, go to my website, ffmaverick.com. Sign up with a free account. You can try out the app for free. There's a restricted version of the app you can use. And if you like it, you can subscribe to it. It's really great for helping players. And I think you probably saw that there was, that we were able to find great players at every round of the draft. And, we got almost all of them. We very rarely got picked out from someone not being available. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Happy National Fantasy Football Draft Weekend to you, and let me know how it goes. Send me an email. Show me what kind of team you drafted with our app, and I'd love to see it. Thanks. Have a great day.